Aloha everyone, welcome to Hawaii Abroad Audio Podcast. This is a place where you can listen, learn, and understand Hawaii's people and its place. I'm your host, Auntie Max, and on this show, I release 2 episodes a week. Topics on Mondays, which I call Manaʻo Monday, shares Hawaiian culture lessons. And on Fridays, which I call Aloha Friday, highlights former Hawaii residents by talking story with them about their relocation journey and experiences away from home. My goal is to share those stories so that we can all learn and understand about the different situations of people, because the more we know, the more we grow. So this episode is on Manaʻo Monday, and in honor of the nation's upcoming Flag Day holiday, scheduled to be celebrated on Saturday, July 31st, I decided to share a quick culture lesson today on the Hawaiian flag. Information on what's the history of its creation, what's the meaning of the flag, who helped to create the flag, where did the design come from, and more. But before I do that, I wanted to commend our smart ancestors who became literate. They learned how to read and write and archive our many stories in the Hawaiian newspaper. At that time, it was called Nupepa Kuakua. This is a resource that we can still use today and learn so much about Hawaii's history. It's a fabulous resource, and I would totally recommend people to look it up and do your own research. And of course, before I get started, I'm going to state that famous quote, o lelo no'eau, that I always do when I share about our culture, which is, a'ohe pau ka ike halau ho'okahi. That means not all knowledge is taught at the same school. So what I share is what I learned as I was growing up from my kupunas, from my teachers, and also my education that I received in Hawaiian studies. So no judging, just sharing, and I hope you guys find value in this. So today's episode, I'm sharing information about the origin of the Hawaiian flag, or what we call in Olelo Hawaii, Hae Hawaii, which means the Hawaiian flag. So we're going to start back in the late 1700s, specifically 1778, where that was when the European ship arrived in Hawaii with Captain James Cook, who they say discovered Hawaii. But really what he did was just expose Hawaii to the rest of the world or the nations. Anyway, once Hawaii was exposed to the other nations, we find a lot of trading exchanges between Hawaii and these nations. Hawaii's ship ports got pretty busy. Ships came from Great Britain, Russia, France, America, England, and much more. And these ships had interesting distinction of flag symbols flying high on these vessels that marked and represented the different nations that they came from. Well, in 1794, Kamehameha the Great received Great Britain's Union Jack flag as a gift from Captain Vancouver. And Kamehameha was very impressed with this captain and his gift. He understood the marking system of these type of symbols because Hawaii had its similar symbol system that represented the different level of classes of the people. These were featherwork items such as the big kahilis, different colors, the different feather cloaks with the different colors. Those symbolizes the different levels. There was even different types of plants, such as tea leaf and the popolo plant and some other things that was used for the different levels. So Hawaii had those types of symbols, but nothing like these flags that was flown high on these ships. So after Kamehameha united all the islands under one sovereignty kingdom in 1810, he eventually decided to create a flag for the Kingdom of Hawaii. And since he was so fond of this gift from Captain Vancouver of Great Britain, and being that this country was so strong and powerful, it was a strong, powerful nation that supported and protected Hawaii's kingdom, Kamehameha decided to incorporate the Union Jack symbol into the design that he wanted for his own kingdom. So Kamehameha connected with Captain George Beckley and Captain Alexander Adams to help advise him in creating a Hae Hawaii, or the Hawaiian flag. So shortly after that union, Hawaii's flag was created and flew high that represented the Kingdom of Hawaii. And as for the design of the flag, the Union Jack was always placed in the top left-hand corner of the flag. And the three colors of that flag was red, white, and blue. But we find different variations of the stripe amount shared in our mo'olelos, or our Hawaiian history stories. They shared about having 6, 7, 8, and even 9 stripes of the flag, plus different kauna, or the meaning. There was hidden meanings about those stripes. And really, if I tap into that part of this lesson, I might be sharing this for a few hours. So I'm going to save that meaning information for another episode. As of today, we have 8 stripes on our flag, and the order is white, red, blue, white, red, blue, white, red. Now, as we continue this lesson, I'm going to jump to the year 1843, which was when Kamehameha III was king. Long story short, Kamehameha III was threatened by Lord George Pale of England to give up the throne, or he'll attack the palace and the people of Hawaii with his cannons and weapons on board his ship. Unfortunately, Kamehameha III and his queen provisionally gave up the kingdom, and Lord George then took down all the Hawaiian flags throughout the kingdom and burnt them. Kamehameha III and the Queen sent a letter to the Queen of England, informing her of the illegal act committed in Hawaii. Well, once the Queen of England heard about this, she was not happy, and she sent the British commander, Admiral Thomas, to Hawaii to correct this act because Lord George did not have the approval of the Queen. Once Admiral Thomas arrived in Hawaii, he took down all the British flags and raised a Hawaiian flag to return the sovereignty and independence to the Kingdom of Hawaii. And this was done on July 31st, 1843, making it the first holiday established in the Kingdom of Hawaii as Hae Hawaii, the day that the Hawaiian flag was raised again. So July 31st has always been that day to celebrate our flag. However, there was a period in our history during the overthrow that holiday was not celebrated anymore. Thankfully, just recently now in the state of Hawaii, we established that again. So now we are celebrating July 31st as Hae Hawaii, the day of our Hawaiian flag. So, because July 31st is right around the corner of the day that this episode was published, it's important that we Kanaka Maoli Hawaiian people help to celebrate and honor our flag for that journey that it went through over time. So, I want to encourage all the Kanaka out there to go and get your flag. If you have one, raise it high, especially on the 31st of July. If you don't, reach out to the Hawaiian community and see how you can get one so you can participate. In fact, there is a bunch of events that is happening throughout the nation, mostly in Hawaii, in California, in the 9th island, which is Las Vegas, in different areas. Try and reach out to the Hawaiian community and see what events is happening and participate, because it's time for us Kanaka to be proud of our history and to share those stories about our Aina, about our land and its history. And I'm going to do a plug for the ninth island, which is Vegas, right? There's going to be a drive-through event. Well, they call it Vegas Cruise. And the event is called La Hoi Hoi Ea. And it'll be at 10 a.m. where you drive from Silverado Ranch Park and end at Boulevard Mall. So I'll leave the information or the flyer link in the show notes, but I would highly encourage you to get that flags and put it on your trucks, your cars, whatever vehicle you have, and fly it high and join the convoy. All right, gang, that's all for our lesson today. I hope you gained value in it, and I hope you understand a little bit more about Hae Hawaii, about our flag of Hawaii. And as always, before you go, please make sure that you subscribe to this podcast so that you can get notifications whenever an episode is released. And also, please leave me a feedback. I always love to hear from the audience out there, if anybody is listening to me. You can contact me through the social media accounts, which is Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and it's all under Hawaii Abroad. So leave me a comment there, or you can leave it on these podcast platforms. All right, gang, I hope you're having a mai ka'i day, and I hope you tune back in to Hawaii Abroad audio podcasts. This is Auntie Max, signing out for now. Aloha!